Well, good morning, everybody. RV living with the geezer. Just taking a little ride on these back roads here. Pretty familiar to some of y'all that have been watching my videos a while. These are good roads to drive on and do videos. It's not a whole lot of traffic back here normally, and there's lots of livestock that I like to look at. Some pretty horses right there. There goes the mailman. You got to watch those guys. They're in such a hurry that they don't watch what's coming up behind them sometimes. I've had several of them pull right out in front of me. But anyway, I never can keep up with the dates, what day it is, and I just was listening to old Flash Phelps on 60s channel I'd listened to on Sirius, and they were doing remembrances of 9/11. I thought, oh wow, today's 9/11. So I just like to go back and in time, 22 years. I can't believe it's been that long, but just tell you my thoughts on my memories on that morning. I had gotten off at the fire station, off duty that day, and I had a paint job at my aunt's mobile home that I had been working on. So I was up on the ladder and I was painting the trim of her mobile home, and when I painted, I always had a radio playing. Yeah, for forever I've been that way. Always had a portable radio with some music on. And I was painting the trim, and they interrupted the program, said that a plane had crashed into, the World Trade Center. And first thing I thought was like everybody else, that it was like a small aircraft, whatever. And then, it progressed. And I kept working, and then they started coming on and saying, no, it looked like it was a bigger, a commercial type plane. And then they came on a little, whatever the time period was there, and said that the second plane had hit the other tower. Well, now there's a problem. And my ex, she worked out there in the office on that property. It was on that ranch that my uncle founded. And so I went down to the office because Kim Burley, our stepdaughter, my stepdaughter, was coming over from Norway with her baby that she had. And she was in the air on a commercial flight. She was flying over the Atlantic at this very moment. So we were freaking out, and they had a TV down there and got it going. And what they did with Kim's flight, she wasn't over halfway, so they turned it around and they were able to go back and land. And the ones that were over halfway, they landed all those coming from Europe. They landed them in Greenland. But Kim flew back. But all day long, we didn't know what was the deal with her. So that was pretty bad. And so we watched it and then went on home, and we lived up in Sisterdale then. We had a real nice place up in between Sisterdale and Comfort. And of course I turned the TV on, got home and keeping track of it. And all of a sudden, that night they just announced the number of the firefighters that were still missing after those collapses, and it was I just lost it. That number was so high, New York City has, a shift in New York City I don't know how many firefighters are on at a time each day, but it's an unbelievable number, you know. And the final number that came out that were, you know, confirmed dead was 343. And it just like, you know, these guys were climbing up and going up, and everybody trying to, and they got a lot of people out of there. They saved a lot. But 911 is that was one day that just, it's like every other huge tragic event. It's funny how the tragic events stay with you. You can tell people exactly what you were doing, you know, like when JFK was shot, I was in 7th grade science class, you know, and I can remember I was up on that ladder painting that trim on 911. So, you know, everybody just needs to think about that and just remember back today how many people sacrificed for others, trying to save other people's lives. You know, not only the firemen, but, you know, there was police officers and port police and, oh my gosh, just on. And you know, over 3,000 civilians that died that day. Yeah, so 911 just is special, pretty special day. And I tell you what, it was about almost to the year after that that I went ahead and retired from the fire department. I don't know, that just was like a spur to me. It's like it's time to check it in. We were getting these crazy they had anthrax scares. Anthrax is like a poison, and they would you get and you had to, of course, you had to respond on all of them, and we would get these. People would get a suspicious looking envelope, you know, and here we go down to have to check out this stuff, and it just like it was just to the point where I was ready to go and go do something else after 29 years, you know. But yeah, 911 played a big part in me moving on, which I'm glad I did. Then I started driving that school bus, and I enjoyed that for 10 years. You know, I met a lot of nice little smiling faces, and it was a whole different ball game for me, you know, which I really enjoyed doing that. But anyway, guys, just sometime today, just contemplate a little bit on what you were doing that day, and you know, just give thanks to the Lord for what we have, and be grateful for what you have, you know, and I just think back on all the families that were left fatherless or motherless, you know, through that one act of terrorism. So yeah, making these S turns and holding the camera. Old Geezer got it down here. Anyway, I just like to talk about 9/11 a little bit on you know, thinking back on that day. So peace out, everybody. Stay blessed, stay positive, and just be grateful for your family. We'll be talking to you later. Adios. Bye-bye.